So there are certain markets that are considered to be exclusive markets. Now those are more of the New York, LA, Miami. There are some larger markets where you're going to want to sign exclusively with your agency, or more importantly, they are going to want you to sign exclusively with them. Now that is because they don't want any kind of competition as far as you having other agencies. Now they're going to be working hard for you, and they want to ensure that you are not being sent on the same casting as, say, 3 other agencies. They want to make sure that you are theirs and that you have an exclusive relationship with them. That being said, your relationship with your agency is teamwork. They are working hard for you. You have to work hard for them as well. That means making sure that your photos are up to date, that your measurements are up to date, that they have current digitals on you, that they know exactly where you live. If you're traveling a whole lot, if you are booked out on certain days, they need to know all of this information because it helps them to ultimately help you. And again, our goal is to be working models. We want to get paid to get hired and sell products, right? That is the whole point of this video. That is the whole point of being a model. We want to work and we want to make some money. And the agencies aren't going to be able to do that for you if they're submitting pictures that are 5 years old and your hair was brown and now it's blonde, or you lost 10 pounds and you haven't let them know, or if you're out of town now and you live in a different market. They need to know all of this. And it's also a really good idea to kind of be a little bit of a bug in their ear. You want to make sure that they don't forget about you, especially if they're a larger sized agency and they have a lot of models that they're working with. You want to make sure that you don't get lost in the shuffle. So always make sure that you maintain a relationship with your agent. You want to call in. You want to show your face. It's always a good idea to come in and say, hey, I was in the area. I just wanted to say hi and see how it's going. Haven't heard from you in a little while. Or, gee, maybe I heard about this casting that was going on. Is there any way I can get in on that? Or what's going on right now that I can get into since I'm here? And maybe we should take some digitals and, have a conversation, have a sit down. I want to talk about the direction of my career or where you see me going, or is there anything that I can do to help you find me work? These are all really great things that you should always keep in mind, whether you're with a larger agency or you're not exclusive with your agency or you have several agencies in your area. I live in a market where it's non-exclusive, so I actually have several agencies in my area, which works for me because I don't always get it sent out for the same things by the same agents. Some have different clients, and it's nice to be able to utilize these different agencies. Certain markets, I do have exclusive agencies, like in Miami, like in LA. That's just how they work. You can't sign with them unless you're exclusive, which is fine for those markets. And it always helps to keep an eye out and to keep an ear out and make sure that you are always on top of things with your agency. Just to clarify a little bit about usage and making sure that you're getting paid for your images or you're getting paid for your work, usage is a reference to what it is that you are essentially being hired for, those images or that video. You want to know exactly what it's for, where it's being used, and for how long it's being used. Now, these are all important things that you have to factor into what you're getting paid for that job. Now, the beauty of having an agency is that it's mapped out for you. You don't have to be concerned about it. You don't have to worry about it. The agency is already negotiated with the client, and you have your fees already set. Now, if you're not working with an agency and you say book a client on your own, and they want to pay you such and such, and it's for a video. Now, you shoot said video. How long are they going to use this video for? Where are they using this video? How is it that they're going to be using this video? You don't know unless you have a contract. And if you haven't thoroughly gone through that contract, if you haven't had the ability to do that, said video could end up anywhere for any amount of time, and you won't be getting paid for it. And that is your image. That is you out there. And every time that somebody looks at that video, you should be getting paid. And if it's being used in a negative context, that is something that you need to be concerned with as well. Because unless you have okayed the use of this video and how it's being used and where it's being used, there's really ultimately nothing you can do about it if you've signed it away and you don't realize what you've signed. So that is one of the reasons that it's so important to have someone on your team, like an agency, to do that for you so that you don't end up in situations that could be ultimately negative or ultimately hurt your career. Now, as you move forward in your career and you get a little more experience and you build up a little bit more clientele through your agency, then you might be able to negotiate your own contracts. You might be able to have your private clients. But I would not suggest that out the gate. I would only suggest looking for a reliable agency, especially one that would be, say, SAG franchised, because that is that's kind of raises the bar. They have to be licensed, bonded. They have to have that certain level of legitimacy to the agency. That's how you know they're reliable. That is how you know that you're not going to end up ultimately getting scammed by an agency. And they're out there too. So those that ask for those upfront fees, you want to be sure to stay away, because then they don't have the incentive to go out and find you work. If you're paying them right off the bat, they don't need to find you a job. You've already paid them. So you don't ever want to give your agency money. That is not what they are for. They are there to protect you and to help you find work, and that is it. So again, agencies are so important and so helpful when it comes to your career as a model. Again, when you're looking for an agency, be sure and do a nice Google search. Do a Better Business Bureau search on agencies in your area. You want to make sure that whoever it is that you're looking at is legitimate and preferably SAG franchised. Now, when you're going to their website, again, you're looking to see if they have a division that would be good for you, if you would be a good fit for them. And again, if they're going to be a good fit for you, you want to make sure that your agency is going to be someone that looks out for you, that's not going to forget about you, that's not going to be too busy for you. You have to have a personal relationship with your agent. It's so important. And again, if you're getting placed into a larger market, you want to have that rapport with your agent. You don't want to get lost. But it's so important that you look for areas that you think are going to be the best fit for you. Again, if you're, say, lifestyle, if you're swim, if you're fitness, South Florida and Miami is going to be a great fit for you, and you want to look into that. If you're looking for more of the editorial, then you want to go New York, you want to go London, you want to go Paris. Make sure that your agency that you're signing with, even locally, is going to be someone that's going to want to help you reach your ultimate potential. And again, don't ever give upfront money to an agency. That is not what they're for. That is not their job. Their job is to protect you and to find you work. They don't get paid unless you get paid. And believe me, they want to get paid.